suspended. You know, you can bring in Rugani Barzali when Chiellini's injured. You've got Benetia, plenty of players there. That is the big thing, the squad depth. And here comes the trophy.
There'll be a few umbrellas necessary as well, as rain continues to fall here. Here are the president of the Serie A, Michiche. And the Serie A trophy, which are moments away from being lifted by the hero of the afternoon. And all the medals as well will be delivered to the players. The girls braving the weather.
They've got to get out there. They'll be hoping that the players come out quickly. Collect the trophy and their medals. And it is really pouring down. Juventus won't mind the rain. They're going to be sending out the players, as we said before, in shirt order.
Well, here is Mattia De Sciglio, who comes out, the number 2, who had his first season with Juventus, scored his first goal in Serie A. Was a memorable goal as well.
He was one of the players Massimiliano Allegri promoted when he was at Milan. Always wanted him at Juventus, finally got his man. And the only negative really for De Sciglio is that still a player that can pick up injuries, but when he's on his game, when he's fully fit, very calm, collected right back, great technique, and still a young player as well, with a good future ahead of him.
And now Giorgio Chiellini, the future of Juventus. He has won 7 straight Scudetti.
Well, he will be the captain for Juventus, with Buffon leaving, and the announcer there called him the King Kong. He's a tormentor for attackers. Giorgio Chiellini off the pitch, such a nice and quiet guy on it, a real warrior, and of course he'll be leading Juventus from next season. Enjoying the moment there.
Yep.
To the fans there with his daughter.
No goals for him this season, just the 1 assist, but 26 appearances in Serie A, and he has at times led the defence, and is out there enjoying it with his family. As another defender makes his way out, it is Mehdi Benatia, French-Moroccan.
Well, another player that's Juventus invested in him, played with Roma, then went to Bayern Munich, then came to Juventus, and this season's really come to the fore, has been the major figure in the heart of the defence. Of course, with Leonardo Bonucci leaving for Milan, Benatia stepped in, scored twice in the Italian Cup final as well, scored against Roma, important goal in the league, popped up with some important goals, but a very strong, towering figure in the heart of the defence as well. No shaking hands, with the girls who are presenting the medals. Shake hands with everybody, but very strong figure.
And here is Milan Pjanic, who got on the score sheet this afternoon, the free kick specialist who has contributed to the season for Juventus this season with 5 goals, 8 assists. And yep, his second season with Juventus, and another successful one for the Bianconeri.
Off to collect his son as well. This season, very different player, playing a deep line midfield role. Maybe not seeing the best of him in terms of going forward, that has to be said, but certainly in front of the back four, he's Allegri's been able to get him to change his game, worked on his defensive qualities, just tidying up, getting back, flicking the ball away and snuffing out the danger, but the main man certainly in the playmaker role. And he always said he joined Juventus for moments like this, winning medals and winning trophies, and he's certainly done that.
Un campione assoluto.
And the player who scored a hat-trick against Udinese earlier this season, Khedira, the German, and he'll be looking forward to the World Cup, but he can celebrate with his team this afternoon. Sami Khedira.
Well, Sami Khedira is the type of player that you need in this Juventus side. A player that a lot of times you don't really see him on the ball a lot, but then suddenly just pops up with the vital goals, as you were saying. And he's also a player that just keeps the ball moving, keeps it ticking over. And no frills player, but very important to the team.
Una scheggia sulla fascia.
And Juan Cuadrado, we're talking about important goals. The Colombian has scored plenty of them this season. He has contributed in an excellent fashion to this 7th straight Scudetto for Juventus. He has finished the season with 4 goals. And especially against Inter, that equaliser that forced the own goal from Skriniar and really put the seal on this season.
Well, a player that's been used in a variety of positions at the end of the season. There we saw him playing at right back, where he started out his career, of course, but another player flying up and down the right flank when needed. Always a smile on his face. You know he's a player who really enjoys just playing football, and as you said before, stepping up with vital goals.
And here is the vice-captain, Claudio Marchisio. He has been a vital part of the Juventus squad for so many years. He has won 7 Scudetto as well. He is the prince.
Well, player Juve through and through, as we've said, came through the youth ranks, born here in Turin, and one of the old guard as well. After the injuries, not the same player, there's no doubt about that. Has been on the fringes of things, but when needed, has stepped in and played his part, and of course, as always, put Juventus first and foremost. We'll see what happens with Marchisio in the summer, but again celebrating another league title.
Well, there's not too many superlatives for, you can say even more than we have for Gonzalo Higuain. 24 goals for the season in all competitions, 16 in Serie A, and he has again scored those vital goals when necessary. He has made the difference for Juventus, and he will enjoy this moment as well.
Well, maybe not as prolific as you're saying in past seasons, but the vital goals when needed. You look back at that goal against Inter especially, which really made the difference. And this season playing in a different way, rather than just being the out-and-out striker waiting for the ball to arrive, and it didn't arrive, getting annoyed. He's getting involved this season, dropping deep, bringing players into the game. A new facet that he's brought into his game to great effect. And certainly, of course, there may be fewer goals, but when Higuain hits the back of the net, generally, Juventus win.
Yeah, he scored the winner against Napoli. Seen that a few times, and has also teamed up with his compatriot Paulo Dybala. La Gioia.
Well, certainly Dybala on the score sheet. Great first half of the season, faded somewhat in the second part of the season, but a lot of pressure on him as the season wore on, playing in different positions. Certainly I think he's a lot better out on the right hand side in that old inside right position, just a little bit in from the wing, could come in on the left foot. We saw him destroy Milan from that position. I think we'll see that will be his position next season here at Juventus. But certainly another positive campaign.
Has been indeed. 22 goals, 5 assists for the number 10. Here is the player nicknamed The Flash. In his first season in Italy, Douglas Costa has shown us some incredible skills, such explosive power, and a great goal scorer as well. 4 goals for him this season, especially in the latter parts of the season. He has really shown what he's made of here in Italy.
Well, another excellent signing for Juventus. Massimiliano Allegri used him sparingly in the first half of the season, allowed him to settle in to Italian football, the way maybe a bit individualistic for Italian football, one would have thought, and let him settle in also to lifestyle in Italy as well. Very different from what he's been used to, having played in Ukraine and then in the Bundesliga. But in the second half of the season, I think he's been the star man. Lightning quick, wonderful samba skills, those old futsal Brazilian skills coming to the fore, and excellent second half of the campaign for Douglas Costa.
La fascia sinistra oramai è il suo giardino di casa.
Here is the left back Alexandro, who has treated us to another extraordinary season as well. The Brazilian, 4 goals. And his third Scudetto in his 3 seasons here.
Well, again, a player, great physique, getting forward. This season, it certainly has added a lot more to his defensive game. That was to be expected from Allegri, who worked very hard on that facet of his game. But certainly, to the fore, when he's coming forward, marauding forward, he's a powerful player, great left foot on him. And again, another important component in this Juventus side.
And in his first season in Italy, it is Blaise Matuidi who's contributed with 3 goals and an assist as well for Higuain. It has been a positive season for the Frenchman, who is joined by his family as he makes his way out to the presentation podium.
Well, Juventus were looking for a midfielder who could provide plenty of running, graft, determination, and they found him with Matuidi from PSG. Experienced player as well, knows how to step up into the big time, has lived it, so he's settled into Italian football very quickly, and again working along that left-hand side. That's where I feel that where Juventus were so strong, and that and he made that left side of midfield his own really through the winter months, and really was a driving force for Juventus in this title victory.
Well, here is the 37-year-old centre-back. He's made now 370 Serie A appearances. Andrea Barzagli, one of the veterans of this side. He'll stick out this season and next with Juventus. And a very much loved character for the Bianconeri.
A player that's great positional sense. Barzagli, that's what you've got to say. Always there in that sense of being in the right place at the right time for the interceptions. Neat and tidy, out, playing the ball out. Marshals the defence very well. That's why he's going to be there next season when we've got Caldara coming through. He'll school him through in the Juventus way. Important player in the dressing room now that Gigi Buffon is gone.
So a player that made his debut for Serie A this afternoon, Carlo Pinsoglio, who's come up through the ranks with Juventus, and he has been on loan. He came back from Latina this season to experience the dressing room with Juventus, and he got a chance this afternoon to take to the field.
Well, he was saying an honour to work with Gigi Buffon in training. Goes through the same routines as Szczesny, Wojciech Szczesny and Gigi Buffon, but he knows he's the third choice goalkeeper. He had his moment here in the sun, enjoyed it. He's, as you say, come through the youth ranks and a big Juve fan as well.
Oh, here is a player who has scored 11 goals in all competitions this season. 5 in Serie A, also 3 assists. Another top-level striker for Juventus. He scored 2 goals in Real Madrid, of course, in that near comeback.
Well, they love him here. Anil Mandzukic doesn't smile a lot. Very serious in his approach. Ultra professional. And what a player along the left-hand side. We've talked about that left-hand side again. Up and down. He'll chase back any lost cause. He'll get forward all the time. What a great team player.
And the German defender who got his Serie A season, his first Serie A season with just 3 appearances, but he scored a goal as well, and that was against Sampdoria in round 32.
That would be the highlight of his time, his season here at Juventus. Haven't seen enough of him really, have we, because of injury. And but again, on paper it looked like a good signing, but you never know what's going to happen. Players can pick up injuries, but he gets his medal anyway.
Yeah, Benedict Hövedes will play for Germany in the World Cup. And his final season with the Bianconeri, and talk of him going to Inter Samoa. He will be missed as well. The Ghanaian with 19 appearances this season, an assist, and always full of running, isn't he, Kwadwo Asamoah?
Absolutely. This season, another player's improved on his defensive positioning. Very adaptable player.
At 29, he wasn't able to be offered another contract, and he's saying goodbye to Juventus this afternoon.
But going out on a high, and that's the important thing. Very well-liked figure as well. Good professional.
11 clean sheets for Wojciech Szczesny in his first season with Juventus, coming from Roma, and performing admirably in a vice role to Gigi Buffon.
Well, knew that he would come here. Well, after Roma couldn't take up the option on him, and of course they had Alisson waiting in the wings, looking to take over from Szczesny, and Szczesny has to wait in the wings this season to take over from Buffon. But he'll be the #1 next season. He stepped in, has shown that he is a class goalkeeper, and of course Poland international as well.
He scored his 7th Serie A goal this afternoon. Daniele Rugani, the 23-year-old Italian, in the centre of defence for Juventus this season. He has had a more prolific role than he did last season.
Yes, coming through last season, bedding in this season, being brought in at key moments, and overall hasn't been found wanting. Of course, working with Barzali, Chiellini, working on his game. What they said last season was you weren't mean enough, and he's added a little bit of that meanness this season, but still a very stylish player on the ball.
Here he is stepping up to receive his medal, second Scudetto. As another player who is said farewell to Juventus this afternoon, Stefan Lichtsteiner. Another one who's won 7 Scudetti with Juventus, and plenty of appearances in Serie A.
Another hero, as you say, of this dominance of Juventus in Italian football. And through the years we've seen him up and down that right flank. Maybe this season a little bit more on the sidelines. Not that same running power as we've seen in the past, and Juventus know when it's time to move a player on, just as they start to go a little bit backwards. But still, he's going to go. Another player could go out with another Scudetto, another medal, and another celebration.
The rain continues to fall here in Turin, and it's always making himself available. Stefano Sturaro, he started the match this afternoon. He's had 11 appearances, or 12 appearances with this afternoon's. It's Stefano Sturaro, a crowd favourite, number 27.
Well, one of those players that Juventus pick out, bring him into the squad, know that he's going to put the team first, go out there. Not the most skillful, hard worker, and good squad player to have.
And now the Uruguayan, number 30, who came on this afternoon as well. He hasn't had too many matches as Bentancur, always coming off the bench. It was his 15th time off the bench, starting just 5 matches.
Definitely one for the future. Elegant player on the ball. When we've seen him, we haven't seen him enough, but next season, bound to see Bentancur come to the fore in the centre of midfield. He will be looking to cement a position. He's only, what, 20? So plenty ahead for him. Very strong, physical player. You consider tall player, can dominate. A modern central midfielder can dominate that position.
And another player for the Juventus future as well. It is Bernardeschi, who came from Fiorentina. This is his first season, his first Scudetto. What a moment for Federico Bernardeschi. He played 22 matches this season, 4 goals, 6 assists.
Well, there's a player that it's one for Italian future, for Italy as well. And it was going so well until he picked up the injury. Had a wonderful game against his old club, Fiorentina, where he went there and dominated the match. Wasn't overawed by going back to his old club. Showed the Juventus way. He's a player who's bought into the Juventus way of approaching games, and certainly we'll see a lot more of him next season as well.
Here come the technical staff for Juventus.
Well, it is a team game. The players do it, but you can't do it with the backroom staff, the technical staff that supports Massimiliano Allegri, and they've all played their part behind the scenes in their different roles, and getting the applause there and the cheers from the players, and they enjoy their moment as well.
So there's 2 more medals then to be presented to the coach and the captain. Well, the 50-year-old Massimiliano Allegri, born in Livorno, in his 4th season with Juventus, and an incredible run of 4 domestic doubles for Max Allegri, and he has confirmed that he'll stick around with Juventus for another season.
Well, certainly we remember when Juventus brought him in, there was heads were turned after he left Milan, who thought, well, this is a bit of a risk. Not at all. Allegri's just going from strength to strength every season. So adaptable. Maybe this season we've seen less of the free-flowing football. We've really gone for the results. It'll be interesting how he changes things for next year, knowing that, of course, they're the strongest team in the league, but the big thing is the Champions League. Can they go on there and finally Allegri can take Juventus to a winning final? That will be the big thing. On the domestic front, still the strongest team with Allegri in charge.
Now the moment for the player that's been with Juventus for 17 years. His 657th appearance this afternoon. The captain, the goalkeeper, a true hero of Italian football, as he comes out to yet another standing round of applause. An ovation here from the Allianz Stadium. It is Gianluigi Buffon.
Well, Gianluigi Buffon has been part of Italian football for so long. He has been, for a goalkeeper, such an influence on teams for Juventus in so many matches, saving the day, leading the side, but as a captain, and with his last match for Juventus this afternoon. It is the end of a glorious era in Italian football as well. But we know that maybe Gianluigi will continue to play on, but we won't see him in the Juventus shirt again. But he's enjoyed this afternoon, there's no doubt about that.
So now it's the moment for him to lift the trophy. A magic moment for Gianluigi Buffon for the 7th consecutive time. Juventus are Serie A champions. The Scudetto title has gone to Juventus, with Buffon lifting the trophy here in Turin.
Well, a club that never get tired of winning the title, as they've shown. The celebrations will go long into the night here at their wonderful Allianz Stadium in front of their fans, then in the open top bus tour of the city. And fittingly, as you say, it is Gianluigi Buffon who lifts the trophy. What a moment, and what a way to bow out as the Juventus #1.
An incredible career in Italy comes to an end for Gianluigi Buffon in the best possible way, as the rain and all of the bits of paper that have been flying around, and they're going to enjoy this moment for as long as possible. Juventus crowned champions, and the end of Serie A for 2017-2018 for Juventus this afternoon.
The champagne has been uncorked. The rain hasn't dampened the spirits, and one feels that maybe now it'll be a quick tour of the pitch with this rain not abating, and then players back into the dressing room, and I think we'll have the rain jackets on for that tour around. Then later on they're having a dinner, private dinner, rightfully so. Interesting, also the players have had the whole week off. They only came back to training yesterday, light session for League One, of course. And a lot of these players now either will go off on holiday or prepare for the World Cup, and then back again for another tilt at the title. It may not be without Gigi Buffon, but it'll still be the same old lady of Italian football out to dominate as ever.
The party continues in Turin, and we leave you with the images of these players enjoying themselves and celebrating after another successful year in Italy, and the farewell to Gianluigi Buffon. Well, I'm Marco Palmieri.
And I'm Richard Whittle.
Thanks for watching, and goodbye for another season of Serie A.